Hello. Welcome back to the Brickanista Broadcast Network. Sorry, I'm starting a few minutes late because I found this awesome bakery that has awesome sourdough bread. As many of you know, I'm from San Francisco, and now that I live in Seattle, I really have a hankering sometimes for certain kinds of foods, and one of them is sourdough bread. So I went to this place. I had ordered online and went there, and it took me a little bit more time to get back. So anyway, welcome and hello, Matthew Builds Bricks. Great to see you. I'm glad you're feeling better. So yeah, I've been super excited about this Spooky Glen challenge. So some of you have heard about this. Hello, PT McEwen. So my friend Glenn, who's also a moderator for my channel, he was on my show on a Thrifty Thursday when I was traveling, and he appeared like this for a portion of the show, and we started referring to him as Spooky Glen. So if you are interested in this, I posted the photo on my Instagram in one of my Spooky Glen, so hashtag Spooky Glen challenges, or just Spooky Glen. Here, I'll type it in the chat. I probably should do that just to be clear, is hashtag Spooky Glen. So we are going to review those on Halloween. I'm not sure if Glenn will be able to make it, but at least we're going to create, you can either do this, and I gave a couple examples. I gave an example of making this a meme, and I had Gandalf says, "Don't touch my bricks." That was my meme. But there have been some amazing ideas that have been coming out of this. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Is I thought it would be cool if I did a mashup of Super Sewer Baby meets Spooky Glen. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to go with this, but that's the plan for today, to keep it kind of Halloween-y-ish, if that's even a word. So yeah. And then the other thing you may have seen is yesterday I started working on my Secret Santa gift for Tricky Lug. And I got inspiration from two different places. One was the Tricky Lug Library. And many of you know that Vanessa Zaccardi and the Zaccardi family was on my show. And they are, or she's the one who came up with the idea. And we're doing this as a big collab. So I can show you what I've done so far on that. And the other thought is, and like I said, I was going to finish this on my Twitch stream because I think it's going to take a lot longer to do. And I am excited though about the progress I've made. So let me see. I'm going to show it to the front camera and see if you can see what I have done. Let me get rid of this banner. This banner is kind of in the way. Okay, so you can see that I have on the front here is a view of Santa and coming down the chimney, and I did borrow from Chris McVeigh, and this does have a play function, so you can have Santa go down the chimney diagonally like that. So he can go down the chimney. When I saw that in the review, as far as the interview, watch the interview video of Chris McVeigh talking about making the latest installment of it's not the Winter Village house, but the Santa's house. And it's really great because there's a couple Easter eggs in there. One of them is that Santa can go down the chimney, and I had a lot of fun with that. And if you're wondering what this Santa is, there's another Santa here with let's see if the camera will focus. Come on, camera. So he's got shorts and a tank top or a t-shirt. And I have on the interior a beach scene that I was going to work on. I'll work on that on Twitch. And then on this side, you can see there's a little penguin and a little winter scene. And you can see on the side view that I have white for the snow and then the tan for the interior. And then the cool part, and hopefully this is going to stay intact, is this is from that storybook line. So you can open this. Oops, maybe because it's too heavy now that I've put so much stuff on there. Okay, I might have to make that a little stronger. but you can open it up. Oh, Gary Mullane, welcome back. And then I'm going to put the other Santa in here for the beach scene. So in fact, now that I have this open, let me see if I can do this with one hand. Okay. So I could put the Santa in here for the beach scene, and I'd have to put him here on this side. So then that way you can open it like this, and then you have the beach scene for Santa. So I know it's a little weird, but the clutch is holding on. So I am really stoked about that. And Gary, since you're here, there was a question that came up last night. When you said you're heading off to bed, we calculated it was about 6 a.m. your time. So I don't know if you work like a graveyard shift or something, or a second shift, but we were saying that's I guess he's going to bed at 6 in the morning. So anyway, if that's too personal, you don't have to answer that. But we just thought it was interesting when you said that before you left. So that's what I was working on last night. And as I mentioned, I thought what I would work on today is a Spooky Glen challenge, and Spooky Glen meets Super Sewer Baby. And if you remember, I had made this little dumpster during that challenge that we had, the mock improv challenge. And since Matthew Builds Bricks is here, it was that our characters had to be in an alleyway doing a deal with a guy, and Super Sewer Baby came to the rescue. So one thought I had was that we could follow up on that episode, because remember, one of the things that came up that Debo had suggested is that this could be one of the vehicles for Super Sewer Baby. So you can see that it's got wheels here. So this is the dumpster mobile. And then he said you could make a submersible diving one and call it the dumpster diver. And I happen to have found this piece. I don't know if it's big enough, but maybe I make the other dumpster a little smaller, but I kind of like this size. And I was looking at this, and this could fit on this panel here, but I don't know if a diver, if it's only one, or if I need to retool this so that this is in the center. So that's another thing that I thought would be kind of fun to do. But I don't know if I have enough of those green plate brackets, because remember, I used 2x2 down brackets, and I think I used all the green ones, because you notice I have gray here. So I think we're going to have to do something different. But this is, I guess, the plan. I figured I could use a 16x16, which is what I normally do for mock improv. And another thought that came in was from Brick Brain TV. And he said it would be great to see Spooky Glen in a Spooky Glen. So we can make some really, cool looking trees. And I had gotten this really nice note from Kat Smythe, who's known as Cleocatra81. And she's been working on her bonsai tree. And so she's been using that with some of the different leaves that she was able to get. And I said, I'm happy to send you some of those spiky brown leaves if you want, or the spiky seaweed. So I sent her a little care package, and she's going to be working on that. Spooky Glen in a Spooky Glen. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's going to be what we're going to be working on today. So I'm just clearing off some space here, because as you know, when I'm building, it gets chaotic. And I'm happy to report, though, slowly I'm getting things organized, and I'm really excited because, like I said, I don't know if I will get recognized Lego Fan Media status, but if I do, I think November 15th will be a celebration regardless, because I've been in Seattle for 2 years as of November 15th. And if I get accepted into the RLFM, then that'll be a celebration too. So I'll keep you posted on what kinds of things we're going to do. I do not work nights. I always go to bed at 6 a.m. Oh, okay. Okay. I'll let Joel know. Joel Have Studs Will Travel was the one who was asking about that. So it's like, okay. All right. So I'm going to go grab a 16x16. And I think a Spooky Glen could probably have a couple ghosts in there too. So maybe we have the Spooky Glen Spectre maybe appear in the Glen and have a couple of ghosts maybe next to it. And I hope I have some ghosts. I remember I was looking at my, here, let me grab this. I think I might have some. For those of you who wonder how I sort my minifigs and such, this is a, it's one of 16 little sub boxes in a big case that I have here. And I'll show you that in a second. You like that? Okay, we're going to do Spooky Glen and Spooky Glen. And I have, which is cool, I have some of those jack-o'-lanterns. So I think we'll get some of those jack-o'-lanterns. We have one skeleton, two skeletons. One's gray, though. I could never understand why the gray skeletons were something that people liked. So I am just going to, I think the traditional white skeleton is what we're going to do. I don't know. Maybe it's a robot skeleton. Okay. So I'm going to just set some of these down. And my ghosts are not here. So I'm thinking my ghosts, you know what? My haunted house is right here. It's on my table. I think I'm going to grab the ghosts from that. And I'll show you. This is the case that I was talking about. So you can see that there's all these labels that I have on there for the various things. And I usually keep this fairly close by. But we're going to need some ghosts. And I hope I put the ghosts over here. I'm just looking. I see them. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to just grab them really fast. Because you got to have ghosts in a Glen, right? That's just the way things are. And I also, since I'm over here, I noticed this bag of spider webs, so I'm grabbing those. All right, so we got to have these. And let me show you my down camera. And okay, so let me get this all squared away. Now, one thing I will tell you is that I'm using StreamYard today because one thing that I may start doing, because this happened when I was streaming on my Streamiversary, is that sometimes people would say, hey, do you mind if I drop in and show you something? So we're going to try this out to see if, so like Brick Brain, for example, is here, or no, PT is here. So if PT wanted to jump in, I could send him the link and then he could just kind of hang out while we talk about it instead of him typing all the time. So here are those ghosts. So you remember from the haunted house, I love this style of ghost. So, and if you didn't know, oops, I don't know why this is upside down. I'm going to have to adjust that, but this also has a smiley face too. So you can have this happy ghost or the sad ghost. So let's get the happy ghost. We'll say the ghosts are happy that Spooky Glen has arrived in the Spooky Glen. Yeah. So there's the happy ghost there. Hey, Hooded One, how are you? Welcome to the stream. We are going to do Super Sewer Baby meets Spooky Glen in the Spooky Glen. So we are doing a Spooky Glen challenge until Halloween. You may have heard about it. And we were just talking about these double-headed ghosts that came from the haunted house. That's a creepy minifig face. Even when it's smiling? Oh, come on. You got to love that when it's smiling. It is kind of creepy when it's not smiling. Okay. So I found some of these jack-o'-lanterns, which are really cool. And I'm sorry this is upside down. I don't know how to fix that. This is, like I said, I'm using StreamYard. Let me see if this will work. Nope, that didn't work. Let me see. I think I have to enter the studio again. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. Yep. Oops. All right. Let me adjust the camera. Yeah. What happened is I set this up before the stream and then I logged myself out. So I was like, and now it's facing the ceiling, which isn't any fun. Okay. I can get this together. No worries. All right. I think I got it. Okay. There we go. Down camera is back. Like I said, I'm trying something a little different. You didn't hear about it. Oh, okay. So here is Spooky Glen. What happened is on my Thursday, Thrifty Thursday show, when I was returning back from Arizona, the lighting in my hotel room was really bad. And so what happened is that Glenn mimicked it at home. And so we call him Spooky Glenn now. And so the challenge is a mixed media challenge, which is perfect for you, Hooded One, because you can use Photoshop and take his image, and we have permission from him. And you can either do a meme, which I did a very simple meme where I just said, Gandalf says, don't touch my bricks. Or you could take his image and incorporate it into one of your MOCs. And that's what we're going to do here, is I'm going to create a Spooky Glen with a couple of ghosts and Super Sewer Baby. And then we're going to take Photoshop and incorporate his face over that. And I probably won't be able to do the Photoshop live, but I can at least do the build, which I think is going to be fun. And I'm not sure, with the exception of turning this around, at the risk of, let's try this real quick, because I have to turn everything upside down if I keep it in this configuration. So let's see if I can turn this around this way, get these cords out of the way. All right, this might be a little bit better. And for those of you curious, I know that Hooded One, you're big into photography, that I'm using this Manfrotto arm, which has been awesome. I'm excited about it. Okay. All right, let's try that. So now this is face forward. This is face forward. Okay. Okay. Like I said, this is new for me, what I'm doing, but I think it will still work. Cool. And Hooded One, you missed this at the very beginning. I was talking about, this is for my Tricky Lug, the Secret Santa. So Santa will be coming down the chimney, and this does have the play feature, so you can have him slide down. If you put him, you have to put him in diagonally at just the right angle, and then he can slide down like that. And then when you turn it this way, you can see that this is the outdoor scene. There's a little penguin there, and this other tree is supposed to be there, but I'll secure it later. And then when you open this up, there is the beach Santa, and I have to work on the beach scene. So thank you. Yeah. So anyway, this is for a Secret Santa gift that I'm doing for Tricky Lug, and we were talking about it. I said, I don't know, am I going overboard by putting all this stuff in here? And they go, no, it's great. They'll love it. I go, okay, we're going to keep doing that. So thank you. All right, so I'm putting that aside, and we're going to work on this. When I use Streamlabs OBS, I'm able to zoom in and zoom out, and I can't really do that here unless I physically move this arm down, which isn't too bad. I guess I can do that for now. Yeah, so that's our, so we're going to start on our Spooky Glen. And I thought, of course, trees are necessary for this. And I have some tree trunks, black tree trunks. And remember when I was doing that Banshee build, how I had a bunch of different spooky looking trees there. So I figure we can do black here for the Spooky Glen. And then add some leaves to that. And I have a lot of those dark ones that look really cool. And I guess if we're going to do like a little jack-o'-lantern patch, we can do that in probably the front corner over here. No sneaker zoom 2. You know what? I have used Zoom before too, but it doesn't do as well streaming either. I mean, each of the platforms has some problem. You know, it's not like for example, Streamlabs OBS is great for interlaying and putting in those covers and things, but for getting multiple people online, that doesn't work very well. And then here, I can get lots of guests on, but I can only get up to 10 guests total. But it's a really easy way to do things like these banners. So for example, I can put this banner, the Brickanista Broadcast Network, up really quickly. That's easy to do. And then on Zoom, you can have, 100 people if you wanted to, but its streaming software isn't that great for, doing streaming like this. You can pair it to go to YouTube, and I have done that, but I think right now this is probably what we're gonna try. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so you can see, I know the top view isn't that great, but here's what the side view is looking like. I don't know if that's probably like that. This is probably better for you. Yeah. So you can see I'm putting in the trees. I probably could mix a couple brown ones in because, forests have different kinds of foliage and such. And we don't have to make them, a lot of times you have dead trees too, kind of sticking around everywhere. And if we want to call it a glen, I think you still need an opening somewhere. Oops, wrong kind of piece. There we go. And, I could go wider this way too if I wanted to. Maybe I'll make a few like this. So kind of interspersing the brown and the black together. And I probably should make the back ones a little taller. So I'm even thinking maybe I should make these black ones in the back a little taller. And put this one over here. And then I'll put another brown one on this side. Sneaker Zoom is taking a step forward or a step back. Oh, it's a photographer joke. Okay. I wasn't sure what you were talking about. So, okay. Well, thank you for explaining that. You can tell I'm not big into that, but I will say, since I know photography really well and Photoshop really well, you could really do a lot with this. Okay, so you notice I made these a little taller in the back, which is nice. And it's nice to have it a little off where it's not perfect, perfectly even. Mr. Dewey, 757, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we are making a Spooky Glen so that we can put Spooky Glen in there later with Photoshop. And the other character that we're going to add to this is Super Sewer Baby. So this has been an ongoing character that I've had in several of my builds, Super Sewer Baby. So we're going to have Super Sewer Baby meets Spooky Glen in the Spooky Glen. And I have a couple of ghosts here. And, ghosts, you usually want to have, I don't know, maybe you have one ghost on the ground and you have another ghost kind of in the trees, maybe. And I might need to put a rotator or a jumper here to do a turn because, I like rotators. In fact, I think in this case, a jumper will be fine because I can just angle it a little bit. I'll go grab that. I have a whole bag of 1x2 dark tan jumpers. So I got plenty I can use. Yeah. But the more I think about this, I think this is going to work out really, really well. Put that jumper there. Have this sitting on there and turn it slightly. I think whenever you can turn things a little bit so you can see how that gives it a better set of depth. Not so great in Photoshop? Just not my thing? You haven't used it in years now? Oh, really? Okay. Well, I did a whole session on Spooky Glen as a meme or using Photoshop, and it's just layers. So if you have another way you want to do it as a practical build, what do you use to film? As far as when I'm doing a video, I've used a number of different things. I have a Sony camcorder that I've had for years, a Handycam, which has been still awesome. I have used cell phone video. I have in school when I was going to a film school, we even used a red camera a couple times. That's why I've been fascinated about what's happened with poor Alec Baldwin and the woman who died because of that gunshot, you know, from the props. Something is wrong there as far as how, you know, that gun was probably loaded with a live round, which is sad. Okay, so I have a spider web. So let me angle this way so we can kind of, I kind of like the fact that this could give some really good contrast, like in the back. Yeah, this is definitely going to have to be something in the back, though. I don't know. Do they make black spider webs? Black spider webs would be super cool. Are you a videographer, Mr. Dewey? I have done some video. In fact, I won an award for one of my videos that I did from film school. It was at BrickCon 2019. I won for the film that I submitted. And that was Quantum, about this woman who loses her baby and wants to reconnect with her. Okay, so I'm thinking right around here. Here, I'll turn it so you can see as well. Oops. I'm going to need a black clip, I think, to attach this. But I'm looking at this. What's cool about these spider webs is that they have this bar. So I could attach the bar like this way, and then you can move it and angle it a little bit. So yeah, why don't we go ahead and grab a clip. So I have these clips here, those top clips. This is something that Devo it's his favorite piece, but especially for what we're doing with the Spooky Glen, the Spooky Glen and the Spooky Glen. And you got to have ghosts, right? And okay, that just passes it. Now this one, it might even be better with the side clip, because here's the problem. When I use a top clip, is that this bar hits that. So maybe a side clip would be better. So I'm going to put this here. So here's another thing I do, FYI. If ever I have like little small loose pieces, I put them here at an angle so they're easy to get access to. Spider webs don't come in black, but there are dark bluish gray ones. Oh, those would be cool. Well, I have 2 of these, so I figure we might as well use them. But this top clip is kind of bothering me. I think I'm going to change that up. And I think I just saw one, yeah. So now I'm thinking about changing it to one of these instead. And that's, I think, going to work better. But yeah, no, and I like streaming because I always get great ideas and advice from people in the chat. So if I can order some of those dark bluish gray ones, maybe for next year, that would be so cool, because it would give it a much more eerie look. I think the white is nice, but I think it also, yeah, that's much better. So you can see, let me point it to the camera. So you can see by changing that clip, it's more flush with the tree, and I can even angle it a little bit for the camera if depending on what kind of angle I want. And then if I wanted to use the top clip, if I wanted to do something like this, where it's more hovering at the top, you know, which might also be kind of fun because, you know, spiders do, you know, weird stuff, you know, when they're building. Let's just play with that. If I put that here, and the other thing cool about a top clip is you can angle this too. So even though it's flush with the tree, you could angle it and turn it. So yeah. So you can see you got that dimension going on there, which I think is super cool. Okay, so if we add those, we can even make a little bit of an arc here. And I think we can mix it up with brown as well. Let's do this because we're going to mix this up with some, I think, some brown leaves. Oops, did I grab the wrong piece again? Hold it. It's like I mixed in two different types of tree trunks in the same bin. Okay, here we go. This is better. Okay, so you can see that we've got now this other trunk, and if I really want to go tall, I can go up one more if I wanted to. And when you start adding the leaves, yeah, I think we're going to do that. That'll look spookier. See, I have these dark brown. I've got the small ones, and the ones that I really like are this burnt orange or the dark orange. Those are fun. So I think a combination of those are going to look great. I also have this dark green too. Maybe we can try some of that. Dark green, dark orange, dark brown. What I do need to buy more of is for my springtime builds, the lavender, because I love combining lavender and green. But I'm going to just start playing around with some of this placement. But yeah, I think these limbs, I got these from a bulk buy from a project that I was working on for a jungle collab, and it's just a great investment because you can always use them over and over again. So yeah, if you're thinking about, you know, going into lug bulk, in fact, I know PT is in the middle of lug bulk with his club. Get some limbs in a variety of colors because you can always use them. So I'm just going to kind of put this all the way around. Little combination of dark green, and we're going to put the burnt orange and then the brown and then maybe some spiky brown too. But yeah, and I don't have any particular method for doing this. This is all kind of artistic, but here I'll just show you from my view what you're seeing right now. So I'm kind of looking at this area being where Super Sewer Baby is going to be right here, and then putting some of those pumpkins. And if I really want to go crazy, I'll start lighting some of this up too. But we'll wait on that for now. I don't want to get too ambitious. One step at a time. But yeah, and even these you could angle a bit because they will fit onto the plate, and you can angle them so they're not completely square, which I think is important when you're working on stuff like this. Those have been on the Pick-a-Brick walls in different colors all over the US. Yeah, the last couple months, that's true. Hi, 36 Bricks. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, in fact, the ones that have been really popular, at least in the Pick-a-Brick walls I've seen, have been the dark yellow, I think, or bright yellow because of fall. But yeah, I really like these dark colors, especially this dark green works really well with the bright green to kind of give it a little more depth. But yeah, and I'm going to put one more, I think, here. And like I said, I don't have any specific way that I do this. I just kind of look at it and see what looks good to me, what works. And right now, like I'm noticing that this could probably turn a little bit because it looks a little crowded. And it's okay that if the trees aren't specifically aligned, in fact, you don't want them to be too perfect. So you can see this is coming together nicely. And I'll start, I think I'm going to put one more dark green here, and then we'll start layering the other colors. And the other reason why you want to use the darker colors here is that your main character, in my case, it's going to be Super Sewer Baby, it's going to be in the front. So you kind of want the darkness to kind of come and go farther back. Yeah, but you know, already it's looking really good. And the other thing I'm hesitating about right now is I have this second ghost. And remember we were talking about that maybe you want the ghost kind of almost like flying. So how could I mount this ghost so it looks like it's kind of flying in midair? And there's a couple of ways you can do that. There are those extenders, those translucent extenders. Here, I'll angle this a little bit more like this. You know, or I can even have it really high up if I want to add height to it. And I could even do it with one of those posing posts, right? The ones that come with the superheroes. In fact, where did I see one of those? Because they came in the Marvel CMFs recently. And I thought I had one handy. Okay. Ah, here it is. So this is what I'm talking about. This post, which is, see if my camera is gonna, there we go. So those posts give you that angle, and then you have a peg, so you can actually insert that into a, so let's just say, just for the sake of testing. All right, so let's just say this is gonna go on top of here to kind of add this layer. And we're going to add the ghost. So the ghost looks like this peg will only fit into one of these larger ones. All right. So if you have that, and then the ghost can fit there. So you can see that there's a center that you can connect to the stud. And let's just see if that angle's going to work. It might not, but we'll try. Okay, that's not too bad. Here, let me show you. So that's kind of how the MOC looks straight on. And let me raise this up a little. You can see. Yeah. So the ghosts are gathering for the appearance of Spooky Glen in the Spooky Glen. Actually, I kind of like that ghost up there. The only thing I might change is you can rotate this. You can't move it forward or backward, but you can rotate it. So maybe rotating it, I don't know, just maybe if I turn it this way. Let's try this. I don't know. This is something you kind of have to play around with to see what position looks the best. Yeah, now it looks like it's going the other way. Kind of want it going this way. That works. He's hovering over the glen, the glens. Yes, the ghosts are hovering over the glens. Oops. All right, what did I do? All right. I think these are a bit fragile, so sometimes getting these to set can be a little time consuming. I've seen people at shows where they're working on flower bases and meadows and things where they're putting every single piece down. And I'm just like, I don't have that kind of patience. I just don't. All right, let's see. Did I drop a piece? No, I guess not. Okay, so you can kind of see that the ghost is hovering, and then you have one on the ground. Oh, 36 bricks. Are you and PT know each other? Are you also part of Tylug? Welcome to the stream again. And yeah, so and you see how this brown, this actually dark orange really looks great for a fall Halloween pumpkin kind of. It looks like pumpkin spice latte, doesn't it? As far as that color. Yeah, I've really have enjoyed incorporating layering of different leaves to give it more dimension. And whether you layer it directly on top or on another stud like here, it just really gives it a pop. And I think mixing the black and the brown actually works better, because you don't want things to be too perfect, even though it's Lego. That's the one thing about Lego, is that it's a little too perfect sometimes. Okay, so here you can see how this is coming together with the brown and the green. You're an annoying stalker of the lugs. Okay. So how many lugs do you stalk? I know I am a member of Sea Lug and Bay Lug. And so I participate in activities for both. I think this is how I'm going to have to do this, is to kind of rotate it so I can see it and you can see what I'm doing too at the same time. Thankfully, the clutch power of these trees is pretty good on the base. So you can see how that's coming together. I'm going to add some more orange, I think, over here. And what I probably need is a platform, because sometimes when I set this down, it hits something and then things pop off. Yeah. Yeah, this is looking really, really cool. You missed my comments above. You're in Tylug, Lugula, and OC Lug. Oh, wow. Yeah, sorry if I missed the chat. Sometimes that happens when I'm busy on a build. Here, let me go up again. Oh, there you are. Okay. This is where I feel Lego made a huge mistake in the hidden side. Box art's great, but never could tell it was Lego, but great spooky theme. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Other issues, they never seem to bring them out in August and September to capitalize on Halloween. Yeah, their timing has never really been optimal on a lot of things. Just like this year with the botanicals, how they announce the botanicals right around Valentine's Day and Mother's Day, and then they're out of stock. It's kind of like, especially Mother's Day. That's global, right? Not everybody celebrates Valentine's Day, but Mother's Day, that's pretty global. Okay, so I was looking at this, and this ghost is getting kind of lost here. So I think I can move that. I have plenty of jumpers, so I'm just going to move this guy forward a little, or gal, specter, whatever. And let's move this forward a bit. Yeah, there we go. So you want to be able to see the ghost. And it's actually nice that you have the dark palette with the spider webs that are popping, as well as the ghosts. And then we have to think about, where's Spooky Glenn going to show up. So I'm thinking the face, what's nice about Photoshop is you can scale this face, right? So you can almost have Spooky Glenn like right behind this. Ooh, actually, that looks kind of good. That looks good too. But if we were, in fact, now that I look at this, a black backdrop with a moon or something will be nice. And then put Spooky Glenn like maybe hovering right here, because you have this other ghost on the left, the ghost in the middle, and then it makes like a triangle. Yeah, that's what we'll do. That looks awesome, actually. I'm looking forward to pulling this together in Photoshop. Yeah, you know, it would be cool. I don't know if there's a setup that can do this, but if there is a way, actually, I might be able to do this. I could take a screenshot of my MOC and then incorporate the Photoshop on top of that. That actually could work. Yeah. So anyway. Okay, take care, PT. You're going to barbecue with friends. That sounds like fun. Yeah, it's raining here. This isn't really barbecue weather for us. Personally, not into botanicals, but did pick up the bonsai trees. Yeah. You mocked it into a city park. Oh, nice. Yeah, I mocked mine into a spooky bonsai tree. So I posted that on my Instagram account. Yeah. So okay. So I think we're close to being done, because I think the other thing I would add would be if I think I might have like the brown grass, those little pieces of grass kind of popping up. And then I've got to put Super Sewer Baby in here somehow. Maybe having him looking up at the Spooky Glen. So maybe I could use one of those posing posts again. Okay, where did I put it? There it is. Let's see. So we have the jumper, and I'm going to put this posing post for Super Sewer Baby. And let's see if he's, I'm going to need to have him angling up, I think, like that. Yeah. And he's kind of hovering, though. Maybe he has become a ghost. That wasn't the plan, but that is kind of funny. Okay, so let's see how this looks here with Super Sewer Baby looking up like that. So, okay, so you can see Super Sewer Baby is going to be looking up, and the Spooky Glen has Spooky Glen up here. And yeah, and then we'll put a couple pumpkins here. I'm thinking a couple of spiky seaweeds, because I have the brown seaweed. Oh, I forgot to put some of this brown. I have those small brown leaves. Let's see. These are dark brown. Yep, these guys. Do you have any of the hidden side ghost dogs? Oh, that's a great idea. I'm trying to think, where did I put those? The Spencer ghost dogs. Those are awesome. Yeah, that's a great idea. Okay, let me put these down, and let me think. While I'm putting these down, I'll think about where I put those. Actually, is there a ghost dog with the haunted house? Was there a ghost dog there too? There might have been. Oops. Yeah. Xbox or PlayStation? Or do you not play video games? I'm an Xbox person, but I have an old Xbox. It's an Xbox 360. And I bought it primarily so I could play Lego Batman. So I have Lego Batman 1, 2, and 3. I haven't streamed that because I'm just terrible at video games. I think a long time ago, I used to play Grand Theft Auto, which I think was on the PlayStation. But that was another time, another dimension in a different universe. So now I'm an Xbox person. But I think my Xbox is so old that I have been thinking about getting a Nintendo Switch just so I could play Animal Crossing. But then I heard that they're not updating Animal Crossing. So now it's kind of like, do I even bother getting a Switch? Because it sounds like they're not going to update that. I think it's going to end a life, which I'm wondering what all those streamers on Twitch who focus on Animal Crossing are going to do. Yeah, I don't know. What about you, Mr. Dewey? Are you a Xbox or a PlayStation? The ride set. No, I don't think so. Yeah, I have the ride set. That's where I got these ghosts from. But you're right. If I have some Spencer dogs, I know I have a few, but I'm trying to remember where I put them because I don't think they're with my dogs. In fact, I know they're not with my dogs, but I can always look for them after the stream. Okay, so here's the look. That looks pretty spooky. And I noticed that this is hiding our little friend. So let me turn this a little. Yeah, because you want to see the ghost. Yeah, that looks really good. Okay, so let me add some spiky seaweed to this. And then we will add some little tufts of grass, which I think I have the brown grass. That would be good. Limited to hidden side only. Okay. Nintendo Switches are good, and you're trying to get the newest Xbox. Yeah, if I were to continue, I would probably just upgrade to the latest Xbox. But I'm not a big video gamer, and especially the first-person shooter games, I don't do a very good job because they make me dizzy. You know, when you're going through tunnels and passages and you're turning, it makes me dizzy. So, but I do like, you know, the Nintendo Switch games. I live vicariously through other people on Twitch. Let's see. I'm going to check because I might have them here. Let's see. I have this holidays one, but I don't remember seeing the little dogs in there. I might have to look for them later. Mini dolls, babies and minions. Would they be in here? No, but this could be cool if I wanted to add, just for comic relief, is I could add this pirate goblin. Yeah, but you're right. Spencer the dog would be perfect. And I know I have two of them. I just can't remember where I put them. Okay, but I will make a note of that. I'm going to check one more place here. See if I may have put them in here. Okay, nope. All right, so I'll be on the lookout for Spencer the dog because I know I have at least two of them, if not more. I just can't remember where I put those guys. Okay, so let me grab the spiky seaweed. And I have these. These are awesome. So I'll put a couple of these down, and then I have these brown seaweed spikes. You like Call of Duty. Yeah, see, Call of Duty is one of those first-person shooter games, and I just get dizzy when I play Call of Duty. The racing games, though, are fun. I've done a couple of those. In fact, one of the ones I used to play a lot was Mario Kart, and I always picked Yoshi as my character. So Yoshi, I just think Yoshi is hilarious. So yeah, I think I do need to spend a little bit more time. It's just, you know, I stream 6 times a week. So I would have to dedicate, I think, one of my streams to that. Okay, so I'm looking at this. I might have to put a sideways clip on here because these, if I mount them up here, they're not going to hang down. We want them to hang down this way. Okay, so let me see what other side clips I have. See, I have these. And if I do this, yeah, I need I think a vertical clip instead of a horizontal clip because this just goes straight across. Let me see what I have. I have a few in black, not a lot, but I do. So this goes back to, if you mount it this way, then you see how the spiky seaweed goes down. And I don't think we need to add a lot of these, but just we want to make it look spookier, right? Oops. It's all about the details. Color, placement, and making sure that you have your sizes. Like if you put the large trees in the front, then it doesn't give you the same kind of feel. Okay, let me just show you that spiky one that's kind of hanging down by that ghost. You can kind of see it. Let's see. Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, I think if I were to be a streamer that does video games, I would definitely do more of those. But I already have a hard enough time on Twitch because it's really out of my comfort zone. I really rather enjoy being on YouTube because I have a hard time with like all those emotes flying around, and also I got traumatized by a troll who would pretty much, mock me for not, recognizing when he, exercised points and such. Okay, so I thought I had one more of these. Here it is. Let's see, I guess we'll put this here. Yeah, I don't have a lot. If I wanted to really expand on this, I would probably get more of those clips. But that doesn't look too bad. The only thing I would do, though, is you see how this is a square right here? So I would probably take one of these brown ones. Let's see if I could cover that up so it doesn't look so square on top. And this is definitely hard to do for the camera. Yeah. So you could see that that kind of breaks up that squareness. And we're going to move this over here. Let's see if I can secure this down. And I think that's the other thing. It's a little nerve-wracking when you're streaming because it's like, people are watching. There we go. So that's pretty good. I could probably add some more seaweed just to kind of give it that creepy look, but the problem is it's going to go sideways. It's not going to go. So you have to kind of do it lower. Let me see if I can put maybe one of these over here in front. Yeah, let me just pull this off. So you can see you have to kind of pull this across and then put it down. Yeah, but if you want a few that are hanging down, like, yeah, that's pretty good. And put one over here. Yeah, I liked Grand Theft Auto, what is it, Miami or Vice City, because of the music. It had a really good soundtrack. Okay, so I think I'm going to add a few more because I only have a few more of this seaweed just to the back, just to kind of make it consistent. But you don't need to add a lot. You just want to add some character here. But yeah, we're just about done, I think. The last thing is adding the grass and the pumpkins. Oops. Uh-oh. One more. Come on. Just this one. Last one. Just getting that clutch. There we go. Okay. So yeah. So you can see that's looking pretty spooky. And it might even be a little too much. I might want to thin it out a little bit. I'll have to see, because really the main thing is putting Spooky Glen kind of hovering in the Spooky Glen. Oh, Doc Samson, activate lurker mode. Okay. Good to have you here, Doc. I'm actually on StreamYard, so if you want me to, I can send you the link if you wanted to join in. But yeah, we're making a Spooky Glen for Spooky Glen to appear. And then the last thing I was doing is I was getting this spiky seaweed, or not spiky seaweed, the spiky grass, and I was going to put a few of these down. I'm going to need some of those, what do you call them? Those flowers or Apollo studs. So how are you feeling, Doc, now that you are done with the your challenge, your one chip hot kill me challenge? I tell you, you guys are nuts when you do all that. Okay, so this will be interesting. I think I'm going to have to go with dark gray or light gray, because we're putting this on the ground and I don't have Apollo studs in that tan color. So I'm going to play around with these. I think this could work. That's not too, it's not too off the color scheme. Oops. That's another thing. You can't put these in too tight, because you got to leave room so you could secure it onto the plate. Yeah. But so yeah, so I think 36 Bricks had a good idea of putting some Spencer dogs in here, those ghost dogs. That would be awesome. Now these, you put in a minifig head, or you can put in a clear one. So I'm going to check for those. Yeah, I even have some white. So you have some skeleton heads in here. And let me just see how this looks. I haven't tried a skeleton head inside. I guess it really doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, because if you look at it, you can't really tell the color in there. So I will just use some random yellow, I think. I think that will probably be the best for these heads. And you know what they say, the rule of 3, that putting things in clusters of 3 make things look better. So we're going to take those, and then we are going to get some studs and put these kind of in the glen. And like I said, I think for this dark tan, I think it looks like the dark gray is going to work the best, or brown. And I have a few. It would be cool if I could light these up. That would be like a special special bonus points if I do that. But here's the pumpkin right there. Oh no. Tree down, another limb down. All right, let me fix this. This is the problem when you have to build for the camera, is that you get it perfect when you're building on it, and then when you turn it for the camera, this is a little heavier. So when I turn it, it's easy to drop. All right, so we're going to do this. Yeah, so what are you working on, Doc? You're lurking, so I'm just assuming he's editing videos, because he likes to do these wild videos of him and his friends eating hot stuff. I feel bad though, because he showed the video of the aftermath and it was not pleasant. Was not good. And I'm looking at this and I could have sworn I put something on the back here. Okay, well, we could fix that. Easy to fix. Yeah, look at that. How could that be so bare? Or did I miss something? Did I miss something back here? I could have sworn I had put something over here, but I don't see it on. Yeah, it's creepy. Okay, well, we will add something here. Yeah, that just seems odd that I would have missed a whole tree. That seems really strange. Okay. All right, well, we'll fix that. And like I said, it may be overgrown. I might want to thin this out. In fact, I'll thin this out right here and put this back here. Because sometimes less is more. Yeah. Yeah, so Doc loves to have spicy food in his streams. I was on one of them, and it was the spicy noodle challenge. And I will tell you, I was not a happy camper. That was a bit rough, but I made it through. Okay, so I'm going to put this one right here. Let me see if I can get that in there. Ah, this is when you really feel like your fingers are huge. I don't think I have huge fingers, but when I'm working on a Lego model, I just feel like, oh, I just need this to clutch right there. And my fingers, yep, see, I just knocked that over. All right, that's not cooperating. Okay, best laid plans, but I'm going to try one more time. And then if this doesn't work, then we'll just punt. We will just punt. It's okay. It's just Lego. There we go. There we got the clutch going. Okay, we'll put this back. And like I said, I'm surprised I don't have a limb on the bottom. That just seems odd that I would just skip all of that. Okay. All right. I think that actually looks pretty good. And I'm going to add some more of the, let's put a few more spiky grasses on. Yeah, I think, like I said, it's always interesting when you see what you thought would come together versus what actually happens. And sometimes it actually works out better. I'm always surprised by myself. Okay, I think I'm going to have to use black because I can't see any other options right now. Okay, so we will put some of these here. Oops. And like I said, if I, because I've been streaming now for what, an hour and 15 minutes. What I could potentially do is take a snapshot of what's on the screen right now. The only problem is my fingers are in the way. And like I said, I have to finish the pumpkins. Let's finish these pumpkins first. All right. And some of this, once again, going back to visually, I'm stacking this one with 3 because this one I'm going to put kind of in the back. And that way it can be covered by these little guys. So if I move this one over like that, yeah, that looks good. And like I said, I'm looking at the colors and whether it's got a hole or not. And let's go with the gray. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm going to have to just go with one. Two looks a little weird, but one should do. Yeah, and these are fat, so you can't really put them too close together. But that actually looks pretty good. You can see how that's coming together. We got the two ghosts that are flying. We've got Super Sewer Baby looking up, and then Ghoulie or Spooky Glenn is going to be up here. Like the specter of Glenn has appeared. Yeah. And like I said, I'm just kind of putting a few of these spiky grass kind of around just to make it look a little more desolate. And this is where people said, you know, you should have put the grass down first. Yeah, I could have, but then you don't know where it's going to look based on that versus the trees. Yeah. And I could probably put more in the back, but just visually, you kind of want it in the front because of Super Sewer Baby. And then the back, that's why we have the white cobwebs in the back. Spooky Glenn's going to be there, so the white of his beard and his face is going to pull your eye back there. I think that's pretty good. I think that could work. Okay, cool. All right, so I am going to work on PowerPoint now, or not PowerPoint, on Photoshop. And I'm not even sure if that's of interest to people here. I don't know if Hooded One is still here, if he wants me to go through that. But that, I think, for what I wanted to accomplish today, since we're, you know, it's kind of Halloween season, that the Spooky Glenn challenge, if you do want to participate, this file is on my Discord server. You can also look at Facebook in Sortlug, and you can also look on my Instagram, and you can get just the vanilla copy of this. And then you use Photoshop or use Meme Maker. You can make a meme out of it, or you can incorporate it into a MOC. And that's what I'm planning to do. I'm going to put it into a MOC. That's the plan. Oh, okay. You're still here. Did you want me to go through Photoshop, or I was thinking this might be a good place to stop, is this build, because I think we're at a point. Oops. Yeah. I think we're at a point that this will work for a Spooky Glenn. Looking for a weird part. Okay. You're not looking on mine for a weird part. You're looking for a weird part on your side, right? I'm assuming that's what you mean. Okay. Well, I think here I'm going to put this white background to give you a better sense without all of the clutter in the back. Yeah. I think this is going to work out great. I think 36 Bricks, I think, had recommended that I find some Spencer dogs. So I could put some Spencer dogs in here from the hidden side. That would be awesome. And once I find that and take some photos, then I can add Spooky Glenn to the back. And I think that will be fun. Spooky Glenn and a Spooky Glenn. Okay. All right. Well, maybe this is a good place to stop, because I am going to be streaming again at 6 o'clock on Twitch. And that's where I'm going to continue with my Secret Santa build. So, which seems kind of weird that in the month of October, I'm already working on Santa things, but it's for the Tricky Lug, you know, Secret Santa giveaway. So that's the plan. So anyway, thanks again for stopping by, everyone. If you had fun here, if you could follow me, like the stream, and give me a thumbs up, that would be awesome. Even any comments that you might provide would be helpful. If you want to, you can also send me a note. Oops, where am I? There we go. You can send me a note to the Brickanista Broadcast Network, P.O. Box 31956, Seattle, Washington, 98103. And thank you again. You're listening to the Brickanista Broadcast Network. And as they say here, thank you, everyone. Thank you, everybody who's on the chat. Thank you, Gary Mullane, Hooded One, 36 Bricks. Oh, thank you, Gary Mullane. Thank you. I hope you are liking the stream every time you say that. It's a great live stream as always. Thank you. Doc Sampson. Yeah, follow Doc Sampson too. He's also a lot of fun to watch. And let's see, Matthew Builds Bricks was here earlier. Mr. Dewey, 757. PT McEwen, everybody who's been here. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And as they say, may the clutch be with you. Take care. Bye.